All right, let's talk about something that so many of us, leaders and teams alike, absolutely dread: goal setting. But what if I told you there's a way to turn it from this painful, top-down chore into a genuinely powerful strategic tool? Well, we're going to break down a framework that does exactly that.
I mean, really think about it. When the words quarterly planning pop up on the calendar, what's the vibe from your team? Is it excitement, or is it more of a collective groan? Yeah, for a lot of people, it's just this massive source of stress and frustration, and there's a really good reason why. The villain in this whole story has a name: the Cascade. You know how it goes? Some goals are set way up high, then they get chopped up and handed down the chain. By the time a goal like, say, increase mobile revenue by 25% lands on a team's plate, it just feels totally random. There's no context, no ownership, and all it does is make people cynical. It's an absolute motivation killer.
So what's the alternative? Well, you've got two paths, right? Over on the left, you've got the Cascade. It's top-down, dictated, and it just breeds cynicism. But on the right, now that's a better way, the negotiated model. It's a two-way street. It's co-created. And most importantly, it builds real, actual commitment. That's what we're going to unpack today. Okay, so how do we get from that dreaded cascade to a real negotiation? The solution is a framework that completely reframes goal setting. It's not a mandate from on high, it's a real, collaborative partnership between a leader and their team.
And here is the core idea, the whole shebang, the negotiated outcome. In this model, leaders don't just throw a number over the wall. No, the leader's job is to provide the crucial strategic context, the why, and the team, with all their hands-on, on-the-ground knowledge, brings the what's possible. They meet in the middle and co-create the goal.
And this is precisely why it's so powerful. Think about it. The leader has that 30,000-foot view of the business strategy, right? But the team, they're down in the trenches. They have that deep, critical context about the customer, the tech, the market. Both of those perspectives are absolutely essential, and you only get a truly great goal when they come together. This table breaks down the roles perfectly. The leader's job is to bring the business context, to answer the question, why is this the important thing for us to do right now? Then the product team brings their deep knowledge to the table to answer, okay, based on that, here's what's actually possible. And the negotiation itself, that's not a fight. It's a collaborative debate to find that sweet spot, a goal that's ambitious, for sure, but also achievable. And as the brilliant author Teresa Torres puts it, this isn't just some nice-to-have idea. It's fundamental to how high-performing teams should work. It's a formal, structured, respectful conversation between experts. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually make it happen? Let's get into the practical, rubber-meets-the-road playbook for making this shift in your own organization.
All right, leaders, listen up. This is your new rule book. First, and this is a big one, stop assigning goals. Start proposing them. See them as a conversation starter. Your job is to provide the strategic why, not just the how much. And in these conversations, you need to listen way more than you talk. Learn from your team. Then, once you've agreed on that outcome, you trust them to get it done.
And for the teams out there, here's your playbook. Empower them to see any goal that comes their way as just a starting point, not the final word. They need to show up prepared with data. Their expertise is their currency here. And teach them to frame pushback not as we can't, but as, okay, to hit that number, here are the risks we'd take on and the trade-offs we'd have to make. And finally, write it down. The outcome is a contract for everybody.
So here's the most critical takeaway from all of this. A perfect goal that's dictated from the top will always be less powerful than a good enough goal that the team has negotiated and co-created. Why? It's simple, because commitment is the engine of performance. A team that truly owns its mission will run through walls to get it done. A team just following orders? Not so much.
Now, for the most important part. What can you actually do about this on Monday morning? I'm going to give you one simple, concrete action you can take to immediately start moving away from the cascade and towards negotiation. So next week, when it's time to set a goal, don't just drop it on your team. Instead, provide all that great strategic context and then ask this one simple, incredibly powerful question. What do you know that I don't? That one question completely reframes the dynamic. It signals that you respect their expertise and that this is going to be a two-way conversation. It's the first step. So as we wrap up, I'll just leave you with this thought. Take a good, honest look at your own team, your own company, and ask yourself, is our goal-setting process a command from on high
or is it a conversation between experts? Because the answer to that question, well, it can make all the difference in the world.